Welcome back, people, to Digital Detox. I go by the name of Matt the Violinist. I'm here with some, at least one unfamiliar face right now. A legend in my eyes, you know what I'm saying? We got DJ Spynfo.
The one and only DJ Spynfo, the Nympho, goddamn. I'm here. What's up, people? How you feeling? First time doing a podcast in a while.
Seriously?
Feels good? Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's natural to you.
Yeah, I guess. I've been doing this shit for like 20 plus years, I guess.
Facts. Now, what's going on, man? Like, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. We in the dead of winter, 2026. Things are good, man. I'm blessed. I'm happy to have like these constructive and good conversations with friends of mine like yourself.
Facts.
Navigating this crazy world, still doing what I do, playing music for the people and providing space with Sankofa House, but I can't complain, man. Take it one day at a time.
I hear that. We definitely got to talk about that too. Where you're at your spot,
Yes.
Sankofa House.
Yes, we are.
So I want to actually like dive in with that first. How did this get started?
Oh, man. There's so many different layers and different tiers that I could share, but I would just jump straight in 2020 when the world shut down, COVID-19, March 2020, I was driving back and forth to weddings and I just saw certain things building up, and telling my friends like, yo, it looks like this shit is about to get serious. And it did get serious. And I was like teasing a bunch of my friends like, yo, be prepared. Niggas, get your rice and beans, baby, because it's about to go down.
Your pork and beans, your bologna.
Rice and beans, get your tuna fish, because they about to do some dumb shit.
And if you Jamaican, your sardines and all of that.
For real. And it did, the inevitable happened, I was paying attention to a lot of news networks in Asia, and I was like, yo, this seems like this shit is bubbling up. Italy, people were dying in nursing homes, and then, the wave hit New York City. Clearly, the wedding scene shut down. Everything that was in the realm of events was on pause, and that was the pause I needed. I took some time to read some books and just ride my bike around the city. The city felt like I Am Legend. It was a ghost town out here. Me and my boys.
No, it really was, bro.
It was a ghost town out here, boy. So it was different. I'd never seen the city in that light before, but it was cool. It was peaceful. You driving down Fifth Ave, everything's boarded up. You riding down Central Park, it's quiet in the park. And during that time, a good friend of mine, one of my high school friends, one of my best friends, actually, my man Jason Casanova, gave me this book called How to Change Your Mind. And this book is all about psychedelics, about depression, just about the journey. And I learned so much from that book. Big shout out to Michael Pollan. It's a phenomenal book. For anybody out there, definitely. It's on Netflix. It's called How to Change Your Mind. And I have the actual book. So, I bought them lunch. I was out with Vance and him. We were just looking at the skyscrapers in the middle of Central Park where my cousin Vance rode his bike from Brooklyn. We rode our bikes from the Bronx. We met in one of the fields in Central Park, and we were just looking at all the skyscrapers going up. We like, bro, who's gonna live here? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, because it's a rap. At that time, it was a rap, bro.
Like, trying to figure it out. I'm also realizing there's a lot of construction taking place in Mount Haven. I'm like, there's a lot of buildings going up. So, I know the powers that be, they do a lot of weird things, and clearly there's some sort of long-term plan. I don't know what it is, and I can't dive too deep into that right now, but ultimately, when I took the opportunity to read that book, it just really opened my eyes into the possibilities and how your mind works. And, I jumped in, boy. I don't know how deep we can go, but I ate some goddamn shrooms. So if you really want to know how it started, I ate 3.5 grams of shrooms, and my first experience was 2020, 4th of July. It was Freedom Day for me. It was my Independence Day.
Jesus.
And
people set dates for that? The first time you take shrooms?
So after he gave me this particular book, like I said, I treated my cousin and my boy to lunch, and in return, he treated me to this particular book. He sent it to my house. He's like, yo, I just finished reading this book. I think I'm about to dive in and do this thing. And this is a lot of information about it. I read the book. I said, wow, okay, this seems pretty real. I'm learning about shrooms, psychedelics, LSD, DMT, dimethyltryptamine. I think everybody should know about these things. These are medicines out here that can help rewire our brains.
I'm going to be honest with you. I am not touching DMT.
Ever. Oh, you may say that now, but you're going to learn more.
Bro, I've spoken to some people that have done it before and that have indulged in everything, bro. Like some of the stories that I've heard. And then also, like, I watch videos of people doing it. I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, but so people are doing it for recreational purposes, and that's not what it's about. It's really about tapping into source. Really kind of aligning with the origins of your existence. Like really taking a moment to really reflect on your past and just understand how the future can be. It really takes you way back. So it's something not to be scared of. Like once you learn about it, like everybody you probably seen on YouTube, it's just smoking shit and doing weird shit, and it is what it is. But if you really learn how these things affect your mind, you would take it more seriously. You wouldn't just put yourself on YouTube. You would do it in a more of a ceremonious setting.
Right.
So 4th of July 2020, I take down 3.5. I'm looking through my skin. I'm like, oh shit, this is what Mario was trying to tell us in the video game. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can see colors. I can smell music.
You can feel colors now. Like.
Yeah, you can feel the colors. This is the real story, right? So from that moment, my pupils were dilated. I can see things that I've never seen before. And I'm like, am I tripping? Am I tripping? And I've done a lot of research since that moment. I've done journeys. I've gone to Peru, done ayahuasca. Like, it's real. It's a real thing. Like, we can see into the quantum realm. We can see into the future. There's levels of clairvoyance that we get from these experiences. And I sat on that medicine in 2020, and we're here now. Right now, having a podcast about these moments.
Got you.
And so the word Sankofa popped in my head a week after that experience. Sankofa, the word itself, came to mind from, or it became a part of my ethos back in like 2019. I'm in Brazil, and I am DJing in Brazil, staying with my cousin. He lives in this area called Adambepe. Adambepe is like a cool hippie town. People like the Beatles and different artists would go out there, you know, do their thing and sit on a retreat and have their magical moments and come back to the world, make their music and put it out to the world, and that shit will go viral in that sense, in the 1960s and 70s. So my cousin's playing Fela Kuti in the background. You familiar with Fela Kuti?
Of course.
Okay, cool. So Fela Kuti.
Bro, I saw the whole Broadway play, like when they remade.
Fire!
Bro.
They shut that down for a reason, because he was a god.
Bro.
If that music was permeating through our society right now, everybody's consciousness would elevate so fast, but they didn't want that, for whatever reason.
I mean, it's tough to control. Once that like cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
It's tough to control people like that. Even if you go back to like Bob Marley and stuff like that, like part of the reason why he was killed is because of the fact that he was able to like really start that uprising. You gotta really think about that. He's in a tiny country in the Caribbean.
Global.
Bro.
Went global.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if you look at it from, you know, if you put your tinfoil hat on and you think about it from like a world domination, trying to control the people and everything, it's like, I wouldn't want that out there neither.
Well, that love shit, turn that love shit off. It's about hate, baby. It's about hate, baby. That's what they want.
You know what I'm saying? We try to talk about the throat goes to the demons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
But it's like, if that's out there running rampant, you know, it's easier to control people's minds, control their perceptions, and ultimately get them to do what you want them to do.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So, you know, I was introduced to Fela Kuti back in 2019. No, I'm sorry. That wasn't 2019. It was 2009. I apologize. And I ended up DJing at a venue called Sankofa. It was run and owned by an African guy that was from Ghana. And during that time, you know, Webster Hall days, March 2112, Supper Club, whatever the case may be, anytime I encountered black folk, it was mainly managers. We didn't really own the spots, especially in New York. It's like Italian,
Absolutely.
Jewish, everything else. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Everybody else but us.
Everybody but us.
And bringing all the people there too.
Right? So it was my very first time encountering a space that was owned by one of us, and it was very powerful and profound for me. And I ended up DJing at the spot. My cousin was like, yo, my boy owns this spot. It's called Sankofa. I'm like, all right, cool. I pulled up with my techniques. No, he had techniques there. He had like a technique and a Gemini, some mismatch shit. And I had like a gateway computer. And I ran through, and I had that joint rock, and it was like straight Caribbean, African vibes, MJ, house music, CeCe Peniston, Robin S., merengue, and it was like sweating. Everybody was sweating.
And that's one thing too. Like every time I DJ outside the United States, I know you felt that feels like, yo, they really, really appreciate and love me for how I'm doing all of this.
Yeah, bro.
It makes you fall back in love with music.
Yeah, exactly. So I really was able to lock in during that time, and it was a great feeling, just watching so many people dance. And I remember taking a picture. I still have the picture to this day. Took a picture of this word, Sankofa, and I'm like, wow. That's powerful. That's a dope spot, dope dude. I'm so happy I met him. And then I go back, and then my cousin's like playing Fela Kuti. He's making macaque de peixe. Mind you, we're in Brazil. That's a common dish out there. It's like kingfish and coconut milk, and he's just like, I'm just like in this serene paradise. And I'm going through some shit in the Bronx during that time, so that was part of the reason why I went to Brazil, just to escape some nonsense I was dealing with. And I'm in his crib, and he's playing Fela Kuti, Water Get No Enemy. Yo, he's in Adambepe. You guys got to look up Adambepe. It's a beautiful coastal town, and it's like heaven. It's coconut trees. The sand is beautiful. It has these little bays, and fish are in the bays, and they moving around. They sell these cheese sticks. It's random. It's like stuff you don't see anywhere in the USA.
And what's crazy is too, I've never been to Brazil yet, but I'm sure it's like simplistic.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about leaving, you know, the States.
Absolutely.
It's just like, bro, I don't need a
All
lot.
that. Yeah.
I really don't need a
Y'all
lot.
gotta keep upgrading the iPhones. Like, it's doing all right. The camera quality is perfect.
Batteries still work.
Batteries still work. Why we keep upgrading? Why is society on this rapacious timeline where it seems like we always got to change shit so fast? Like it's okay. Like just be a human. Like we're human beings. We're not human doings. I learned that from one of my shamans. We're human beings. It's time to like sit back and relax and just observe nature, observe how we feel in certain moments. And I was able to really observe myself during that time. So I'm listening to Fela Kuti, the music's hitting me. You know how Water Get No Enemy hits. It's just a beautiful song. The crescendos, and then when he comes in, you're like, oh, he sings on this shit too. Like, and he just comes in with that deep voice. And I'm like, oh, magical. The beach waves are crashing. So that was Fela Kuti. That was Sankofa. And then fast forward, all those memories came back after my shroom trip. I was like, oh shit, wow, I felt that. And I felt this deep love and compassion for the Bronx, the place that raised me. I'm like, I'm still here. Yo, luckily enough, I've been very fortunate to be raised by a solid family, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. And I'm on the top floor of my family's home, still to this day. Like, I grew up in the same block. You know what I mean? My mom's downstairs, my brother's on the lower level. I'm on the top floor with Aaron and my lady. And
That's fire.
you know what I mean? We was able to, like, maintain that house. They gentrifying everything all around us. They buying buildings, 2 families, and chopping them up into 10 families. I'm like the only last man standing right now. Last man standing on my block. So fast forward, that Sankofa experience with the shrooms, I was like, yo, I gotta go to Africa. And I've been to Africa mad times, but that was like my most impactful experience because right after COVID restrictions started lifting, I believe it was in 2021 when Ghana and some other nations were like, all right, just have your card and we let you in. It was all BS everywhere because when you really reflect on it, it's like, oh, we could have just drafted that shit up.
Bro,
They got us. They jabbed us, bro. They jabbed a lot of us.
They ain't jabbed me. I ain't gonna
good shit.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
They got me.
Nah, they ain't get me. They ain't get me. I'll tell the story now because you know what I'm saying. Statute of limitations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, so I'm not gonna say what I'm not gonna say what borough, but they had the little fake, you know, the COVID cards, the vaccination cards. I'm like, bro, how much of them you got? Bro, a whole like FedEx box, boom, all empty. I'm just like, word? He was like, yeah, bro, go ahead, take them. So, bro, I had like 4 of them joints.
Oh shit, you was lit.
Bro, so I was able to start like going back outside and working.
Yeah.
Because you had to show it.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying, but I was just like, you know, from doing my own research on the jab and everything, I'm just like, I don't know about this, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had enough girlfriends to know a liar when I'm hearing it. I'm just like, something about this is not sitting right, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't passing the vibe test.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, going back to the Bronx though, it's crazy. So I was here for your grand opening for Sankofa House.
You were.
I was definitely here, man. So what a lot of people don't know is that I grew up pretty much right down the block, 593 Oak Terrace.
I think I knew that, but I forgot that.
Yeah, but you know, it's crazy though. Like a lot of people in Jersey, they think I'm from Jersey. I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah. How old were you when you left?
Like 13,
Okay,
14.
got you.
So I tell people, I'm like, I literally grew up here, bro. I went to PS 65. Like, it's not even a mile away from here.
Welcome back, Margaret.
You know what I'm saying? So
I didn't know that. Well, I did, but I forgot.
I mean, it's not common knowledge. I don't talk about it all the time. So I tell people all the time, I'm just like, there's certain people that I work with where it's not about a dollar amount to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, most times I've worked with you, it wasn't even a paid thing.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, when I think about it, I'm like, yo, this is like in the heart of the South Bronx. You know what I'm saying? You're coming up now when they try to like gentrify and call it Sobro and everything. Yeah. I don't get mad at that kind of stuff. To me,
it's like, yo, figure it out and find ways to get in.
Thank you. So if you're not getting in and other people are taking advantage of the opportunities, all due respect, that is your fault.
Absolutely.
All due respect. You know what I'm saying? So so once you opened up like Sankofa House and everything, I'm like, nah, man, like I can't make this about money, bro. This is like home base to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Come back home. And that's the concept, right? Go back and get it. It's a calling call for black and brown folk and beyond. You know what I mean? Sankofa, it stretches the whole spectrum. But ultimately, the essence of it comes from Ghana. So, you know, like I was saying, I went back to Ghana, brought that book with me, had the Miseducation of the Negro with me, and I went straight to Bojo Beach. Anybody that knows Ghana, Bojo Beach is about an hour out or so. And I just sat on the beach straight from the airport. I just finished reading The Miseducation of the Negro, which I read in college and I read again after college. So this was like the 3rd time me reading it. And it just really reminds you of like your impact and your magic and what you can do with your own resources. And I'm like, damn, okay. And then the word is go back and get it. So I'm like, I'm about to go back and figure this shit out. I'm gonna figure this out. And I think from prior experiences, I've been very fortunate to like really be intentional with the way I think about things, whether it was how I got on Hot 97, how I became the College Club King, Howard Spynfo, the Nympho, whatever, Mr. Matrimony, all these different iterations and different tiers to my development has been me writing some stuff down and me actively going out there and getting it. So Sankofa House was just another culmination of me being very intentional with my thoughts and with the process, whether it's me taking them 3.5, reading the book, traveling to Ghana, coming back, signing the lease, presenting myself as like a community leader and someone that can curate and produce events, because I have the experience. We've been doing stuff for close to 20 years at this point.
Bro, for real.
It's 2026. I've known you since what time? 2000 what? When were you at? You was at John Jay?
I met you first at John Jay.
John Jay, there we go.
So
So where were you going at the time? Or before that?
I was actually going to school in Jersey, William Patterson University.
There we go.
I was out there for a full ride and everything, and you know, there's actually a funny story how all of this ties in, bro.
Yeah, and what year was that?
Shit, I think that was probably like 2013, 2012. And then after John Jay, like after I first met you for real, then you started doing Mic Check Wednesdays. And that's when we like started to like really, get tight and everything. But there's an infamous story with you, like at John Jay. That was back, I think that's when you first got off of Hot 97, or you were still like...
Transitioning?
Transitioning in and out. So, you know, John Jay, I started DJing there because I won a DJ battle over there. So the story goes is that you had to be a part of a CUNY school in order to participate. So I just lied. I was like, yeah. I'm part of it. I just saw it on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I'm part of CUNY, whatever. So I DJ'd, and it's like, at this point in time, I knew I was able to DJ, but I didn't know that I was like that good. So I just went in there, I was just myself. And everybody was just like, yo, who the fuck is this dude?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I won. So everybody at the school was thinking that I go to John Jay. So they brought me out to the middle. They were like, you know what I'm saying, make some noise for Matt. I went out, I went by the name of DJ Juggernaut at that point.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you worked with somebody at the time too, no? Was it another DJ that you partnered with?
Blackout.
Blackout, there we go.
Yeah, Blackout. That's actually how I met Blackout too. So the story goes, after I won that competition, that event that you were at, that was my first event that I did with them. That was part of the deal. If you win, you get to DJ the event.
Yes.
So I wasn't...
That was like in a cafeteria or something like that, right? Where was that at?
Yeah. It was in the cafeteria of the old building. Remember, they had like 3 buildings.
Yeah.
So that old building was like on its way out. So that was like their party building, for real. So anyway, I don't know if you remember this. You played first. You played before me. So you played. You was chatting them up. You was killing it. I was like, yo, Spynfo was nice. I remember listening to you on the radio. I'm like, oh, so this is the face to the name. I'm like, okay, fine. I didn't know that MCing was like its own art form. So by the time you got off, I'm like, oh, I could do that too. Bro, I tried to talk, stuttered mad hard. Fader all the way down. I just saw everybody turn around like,
it's not the same.
is he good? Is this motherfucker good? So,
but you're learning.
You know, I had to learn. Yeah. I had to learn eventually. So that's actually when I met Blackout too.
Blackout was pretty good with the mic.
Bro, so I was embarrassed. Somebody just tapped me. He's like, yo, let me see the mic. I was like, yeah. So,
but you guys did good that day. I remember you.
You know, we did. We did, but you know, that's when I pretty much met all of you. I was just, you know, telling the story. Like, that's when I really, really met everybody. That's when I started to like realize, like, okay.
So Blackout, you didn't know Blackout at the time.
Nope.
So who was he? He was just there at the party? Was he
there.
scheduled to DJ, or he just jumped on the mic with you?
He was just there.
Shit.
Blackout.
That moment, I thought you guys knew each other at
No.
the time. Oh shit.
And that's the crazy part. I'm just like, when I actually met Blackout.
They had good chemistry.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm just like, bro, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So now Blackout is like literally part of my family. My whole family know Blackout.
Wow.
They're like, nah, that's not even
And
your
did
friend.
Blackout go to John Jay too?
He went to York.
Okay, got you.
But, you know, that's still a CUNY.
And he was just there for the battle? It was a battle that same day?
So, no, the battle happened probably like a month prior. A month prior, then a month after they had the party.
Got it.
So Blackout was just one of those figures that was just always outside.
Got you.
Always outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's dope. I legit remember that day when we first met, and I thought that was like your MC. I thought that was your Will Smith.
Well,
Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith.
Bro, thank God he MC'd for me, bro, because that first blunder, bro, it was bad. It was bad.
But we got through it.
Oh, yeah, we got through it. Now I learned. And, you know, just going back to the whole idea of, go back and go get it, the whole concept of Sankofa. I tell people all the time, like, I'm not that special.
Yeah.
I just have audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity to just attempt something, just try it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay,
Don't
figure
beat
it
yourself
out.
up.
Figure it out.
Absolutely. I think the biggest equation that I've applied in my life over the last year, and I've unintentionally applied it throughout my whole life, but this year I've realized there's a formula to it. C times T equals M. Conscious thought equals manifestation. Constantly thinking about your ideas times action, rather. Conscious thought times action equals manifestation. So if you wake up every day and you have ideas, but you're not really working towards it, like, I really want this to work. I really want this to go down as a landmark. I really want every event that I touch, every event that comes through the space to be something special. I want people to remember the feeling that they've had when they come into the space. And I constantly think about that, whether it's the way I place the plants, the way I make the place smell, the lighting, all these different elements. So I constantly think about it, like, voraciously, you know what I mean? And
that's an SAT word.
for real. So when you're constantly thinking about something and you apply just action, you can't just think about it. Because a lot of people have thoughts and ideas and they get paralyzed with their thoughts and ideas if they don't put any action behind it. The main component to the conscious thought is applying action, and you'll be so surprised that if you just do a minor movement towards that thought, magic starts happening, manifestation starts happening. You start meeting people, you're like, yo, I was just thinking about you, and I can't believe I'm in this particular space. I can't believe I'm on Hot 97. I was just thinking about this a few months ago, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the case, you know? I can't believe I'm in Japan, whatever the case.
DJing, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I always ask them too, like, are you a Christian? And if they tell me yes, I'm like, you know what it says in the Bible, right? Faith without works is dead. Therefore, if you have faith, like, oh, I want it to happen, but you're not doing anything,
pretty much.
how do you expect to get blessed with anything?
Same equation, different words, different dynamics, and now it comes before everything I just shared. But it's pretty much the same philosophy, just working with God, working with the energy, working with the ethos, working with the quantum, and just, being and realizing, like, you ain't got to move so much. You got to really think about things and apply some action. And that is where the magic begins. And, and I see that playing out, not in my personal life, but all around me. And I think that more people just need to realize, like, you're the master controller.
Oh,
you're the architect of your reality.
Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, too, like, what I've noticed, and I study people, just watch how they move, what they do and what they don't do. I think a lot of people are just afraid to take an L. So
I love an L.
I can't wait to take an L.
Yeah, I can't wait. Get back up. Let's go.
Come on, son.
You can't say nothing to me to make me feel bad about this L. I already knew going into this, there's a possibility that I may lose some bread. I may lose some money. I may lose respect. I don't know. There may be a loss involved. Some people may be like, yo, I didn't like how that worked out. There's been multiple times where I've walked into spaces and it just didn't play out the way I expected. Like, something's on my mind, or I'm not feeling good. People don't realize, like, we're human.
Oh, yeah.
So when things don't work out, I'm not going to beat myself up because I'm going to get back up. And 90% of the time, I'm going to give it the best that I got. 99% of the time, I'm going to give it the best that I got. But there's going to be those moments where things just don't work out.
So you said C plus T equals M.
Yes. Okay. Conscious thought times action.
Got you. So
CT times action.
So I have my own little, idea that I have about it. In order to have a W, it's 3 lines. Well, it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you stand all of those lines vertically, those are L's. So you got to take a few L's, rearrange them, and it makes a W.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I started thinking about that, like, I tell people this all the time. Anybody that asks me about business or how I, broke into these doors, I ask them, it's like, bro, business and women are the same thing. Sometimes you really don't know until you actually make an approach, make an offer something, add value.
Add value. It's the number one thing. I've been emphasizing the acronyms for POUR since my teenage year, passing over opportunities repeatedly. I stand with that.
Yeah, that's
I
the
would
truth.
never pass over opportunity, and I feel like circumstances in our communities is more so because of the lack of attacking those opportunities. There's so many opportunities all around us. You just have to discipline ourselves. We have to extract the distractions. Netflix is cool and Amazon Prime is cool, but bro, are you reading?
No.
Are you meditating? Like, nah, we're not, and that's a real response. There's a lot of folks that I ask those questions to, and I'm like, what are you reading right now? Like right now, I'm in the process of reading this book called Scaling Up. Really just trying to find ways to expand this business. There's so many different tiers that are going to be a part of this business, whether it's sales manager, marketing manager. I can't do it all. Like, you can't build a business without a team, but it costs money. So I'm trying to find creative ways to scale this business up. And I'm also reading this book called Ways of the Superior Man. Big shout out to my team, my friends, Ed, Sean, a few of my guys were on, like, it's kind of like unofficial book club to a certain extent. And these books really etch ideas. Like you gain new wrinkles in the brain when you read, you know, slow your mind down. And if you can just take one thing and apply it to your life, the whole trajectory starts to change. You start leaning more towards opportunities, more opportunities. So you just got to settle yourself.
And it's funny that you said that too. When you read it, it pretty much etches new wrinkles in your brain, pretty much a new pathway, if you will. I think that's part of the reason why instruments are so important.
Amazing.
Because that's all you're really doing. You're being faced with different levels and different perspectives of issues. So it's just like, okay, I don't know this instrument that well, but let me slow it down. Let me try to do it forward, backwards, do it at half tempo, and then eventually you build up the muscle to do it, you know, at full speed. But you're working out your ability to figure out complex issues. So I always tell people that. I'm like, yo, I'm not a parent. Not yet. At least not that I know of. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I tell people, I'm like, you gotta put your kids into something, man. Kids need adversity as well too.
Absolutely.
They need control.
Challenges.
Yes, controlled adversity.
Yes.
You know, and I think ultimately that's what violin really taught me.
And how old were you when you started?
9.
Wow. You was in the Bronx?
Yeah.
Where? Somebody taught you? You had a private tutor or something?
No. So after PS65. My mom used to work in the same school that I went to. So they were starting like this new charter school out in Harlem called Kappa 4. So in that school, you know, you had like a reading quota, you had all different kind of quotas, but they also wanted every kid to play an instrument. So every kid was forced to play an orchestral instrument, and they just counted off all 88 kids, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 was violin, 2 was viola, 3 was cello, 4 was bass.
That's how they did it. That's how they scheduled you. Like you couldn't even pick. They said bang, bang, bang.
Nope.
But best decision ever. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know what? Actually, yeah, it was. Because I think also through the violin as well, too, it just showed me that I wasn't really cut out to do, you know, traditional work. It's too much brain activity going on for me to just sit down and just be hammering away.
Yeah.
You know, I got to be active. I got to be moving. I got to be shaking hands, kissing
creative.
babies. Yes, I got to be doing this.
Yeah.
Waking up 6 in the morning, annoyed that I'm up 6 in the morning, but still coming through to set this up. Like, this is the stuff that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's not really a pathway. There's no right or wrong answer.
And the fruits will pay forward for generations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, so, bro, the Bronx, a lot of special stuff happened here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
A lot of
I'm in the
special
same
stuff.
way. Like when I started, so a lot of people don't know, my mother was a classical musician. So I learned the piano as a child, and my mother learned piano at the age of like 6 or 7. She was like a child phenom by the time she was 13, playing Rachmaninoff, Beethoven, Mozart, all that. Like I'm talking eyes closed, like
crazy.
it's like a robot, like legit robotic. Still to this day, she's 80 plus. She's not as fast and swift, clearly because of her old age, but at 13 years old, her Jamaican mother, my grandmother, would have her out, and you know, back in the days, 1940s, 50s, Bronx, like it's Russian, it's Italian, it's black woman that's playing Rachmaninoff and all this other stuff. That's how they made money in the beginning. It was like, you know, that was part of her experience, but the mathematics that goes behind it, the discipline that goes behind it, the ingenuity, the creativity, and I was very fortunate to have that. She taught me the piano, and then I let it go once I got to high school, and I started playing the trumpet, got nice with the trumpet for like 4 years, and then I let that go, and then I just started drinking Long Island iced teas, and that was it.
It was over.
I picked up the turntable, started drinking Long Island iced teas, and that's where everything transitioned.
LITs, bro, that's actually what I started out like drinking in the beginning, too. I did not know how slap that shit. Yo, I used to. Oh my
99
God.
Bananas, Long Island iced teas. Big shout out to all my college drinkers back in the day.
I just needed one because I was always skinny. I just needed one.
Oh, yeah,
I was
tripping over yourself.
Toe up, bro. Toe up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I do want to get into how you got into Hot 97, because before I actually met you, that was my first introduction to you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, driving like to and from church and everything, and hearing Spynfo.
Yeah.
Spynfo and info. I was like, what the fuck?
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
You was not word, but you are still nice. I was hyped.
Appreciate it.
Me and my older brother, because you know I DJ. Me and my older brother used to always listen to Hot 97, Power 105, and we used to just sit down and just listen to the DJs. We used to just be like, yo, I could do that.
Yeah.
If you play instruments, you could DJ too. Like I can hear what they're doing. You just got to figure out the technique.
Absolutely.
He was one of those people.
Yeah. It was really about blending instruments. I wasn't really big on the lyrics as much, to be honest with you. I came up in an era where, you know, like I said, 4 older brothers and sisters, so I grew up around the Mary J. and Heavy D was a big person in my household, LL Cool J, a lot of soca music. So DJing in general started in my father's basement, just mixing soca records with Method Man and just kind of counting beats and like doing these unorthodox mixes in my basement. St. John's happened. Fast forward from St. John's, DJing multiple fraternity events, fashion shows, like messing up a couple events in the very beginning because I'm buying new equipment and then using the equipment for a live active event. You press the wrong button in the middle of a fashion show, all that takes place. But I was so determined. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna learn this shit. And you know, whatever, I'm gonna figure this out. And after like 6 years, 7 years, there was a drive that I took to Canada, and one of my boys was just in the car. I was like, yo, why don't you try to get on Hot 97? It wasn't even a thought. Like, it was just like, felt like Hot 97 was so far away. Like, that's just radio. I'm just doing this for fun. It's cool. It's girls. You know, I'm getting some dollars. I don't have to work anymore. I was working at an insurance company. I was kind of like making some good money. And I really put my mind to it. I was like, yo, you know what? You're right. I should get on Hot 97. Thank you for accepting me, brother.
Let me go pull up an application real quick.
Yeah, let me see how this thing works. And there's multiple different ways a person ends up on a station like that, but I took my own route. I was making some mixes at the time. You know, I had multiple events from Mic Check Wednesdays to America's Next Top Music Producer. I was producing events for the people, producer shows, helping people like just get a stronger spotlight. Different comedians from like Marcus Banks and John Lasseter to Brooklyn Mike, all that. Mic Check Wednesdays at the time, so I was producing that. I started dropping CDs off to like Flex. I created a whole proposal for Mr. C. It was like a 10-page proposal of like how I would benefit Hot 97 through my connections, whether it's through St. John's, whether it's through some of the relationships that I have from 1-800-Flowers to American Express, and just preparing a proposal. And that proposal got slipped into Mr. C's bag. Me and Mr. C were doing a boat ride, and his big shout to his best friend Hollywood. I guess he, you know, let Mr. C know that, yo, you got a proposal in your bag, check it out when you get a chance. And then one thing led to the next. I'm DJing with Mr. C at Stony Brook and opening up for different people. Flex at Intrigue, down by Stony Brook as well, Hofstra, all that good stuff. DJ Enough, he used to come through multiple dance battles that I had at Amazura. Me and Spider did MySpace versus Facebook, which was like one of the most colossal parties in Queens history.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So big shout out to Spider. And one thing led to the next. And I remember being on the phone with Mr. C for like an hour. We just talking about music, talking about the game. And I'm just like, yo, I'm on the phone with Mr. C. I felt like I was an R&B, young R&B singer speaking to Usher. Like, yo, I can't believe it.
That's a big deal. Like,
yeah.
For DJs, New York City DJs, that's a big deal.
Yeah, we having just good talk. And we just talking for about an hour about like every different thing with regards to music, in regards to who's doing what clubs are like some of the favorite clubs right now. And he just let me know, like, yo, people paying attention. Ebro knows what you're doing, and X, Y, and Z. And then Funk Flex had like taking it to the streets, or he had some sort of trial run where he was bringing DJs up, Young Child, CeeLo, Walla, this, that, and the third. And I went up there and I was just myself. And I just said my shit. And one thing led to the next. I was up there, and I think they just really liked the energy. Saying a lot of nonsense, being Spynfo the Nympho, cracking jokes. I remember my Twitter was blowing up at the time, Facebook was blowing up at the time, and then within a year, I got called in to like officially sign the documents, and I was just like, wow.
That's crazy.
You know? And
it's so funny, like when I hear your story, I always hear like, there's always like a similar path that a lot of DJs and musicians all take. You gotta take the risk.
You gotta take the risk.
You have to take the risk. And you have to be yourself.
You have no idea how things are gonna play out. You have to just put your best foot forward. And don't worry about if your foot gets stepped on or if it gets a little muddy. Like, I'm one of the dudes, I'm trying to get in the ring. I'm not the dude on the outside of the ring with the popcorn and the slushy talking about he should have did that. And damn, he's so whack. Oh, look at this nigga, he's pussy, whatever the case may be, I would have never, why did he do that? It's like, yo, get in the ring and see how it feels. Oh, yeah. Then have that conversation. Get in the ring, fall on the floor and get back up and then go back for another round. Or go back for a whole nother fight. Because it ain't fun to get embarrassed, it ain't fun to like slip and fall. So
have media written about you now because you lost.
For real.
Yeah, nah, that's crazy.
So, like I said, very fortunate to have had those experiences. And prior to that, I was traveling. I'm going to Japan. I'm doing a lot of different things that are leading up to it. That is like spread across the spectrum. I created this College Club King with me and Spider. So now we running up and down the whole Eastern Seaboard.
Spider's my guy, by the way.
That's my brother.
That's my guy. Brother. And we have a lot of mutual connects too. When I actually like sat down and met him, I was like, you know everybody.
You know everybody. I was just with Spider in Florida. We just did like a corporate event together in Orlando, Ritz-Carlton. That's my brother for life, man. And we had a lot of similar styles. So we were working at Hofstra and Stony Brook together. And like I said, I just made sure that the right people were watching. So I was opening up for the DJ Enoughs and Mr. C's. And then big shout to Big Theo. He would bring me to Avalon. And during that Avalon run, we had Soulja Boy and 50 Cent when these guys were popping off. This is like the beginning.
White hot. Yeah.
Yo, this is when these guys were popping off. Rich Boy. So it was a time, man. It was a time, and it was well documented. We have a lot of content and footage that I can share with you. There's things on my phones that have never been uploaded to YouTube or Instagram. It wasn't even around during that time.
It's just an archive. That's it.
Exactly. And during that time, people weren't on their phones like that. So people were like really engaged with the DJ. People were like just sweating and having a good time and partying. So all that stuff was taking place, and the people that were on the station were aware of it. And, was able to present properly, and one thing led to the next.
And that's one thing you spoke about. You just mentioned, people weren't on their phones back then. It wasn't really a thing.
No.
And what's funny is, like, when you actually do DJ, that's like to me, there's no better skill than to be able to like cultivate the entire energy of the room and make them do what you want them to do.
Absolutely. It's so rewarding.
Bro, it literally wakes my spirit up.
Absolutely.
Literally, like I just had a moment like that last week with Stallion. We did some Delta dance, and they had like they had like 3 rooms. So the room that we were DJing was like the Caribbean room. Bro, I tore that room up.
Love that.
Tore that room up. But it's just like once you see the smiles, you see the flags.
Yeah.
Bro, you see the trigger fingers everywhere. I'm just like, yeah, man. This is why I got into it, man.
It's a release, man. People want to escape sometimes what they may be juggling, and music is a perfect escape. And it reminds them, it allows them to reflect on better days, especially when you have those nostalgic songs that kind of bring you back to a moment in time. It's the best. You know what I mean?
No,
That's
really is.
Exactly why I got into it. In my household, I'm playing a lot of videos right now, so I'm going through my archives. I have a lot of VHS tapes from like our child from 1984. I'm about to start uploading stuff to YouTube and Instagram soon. And I'm gonna, add the AI and find them and all that good stuff. But my household, it was all soca music. My father's from Honduras.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my father's from Honduras. For some reason, even though it's a Spanish-speaking country, that whole Central American landscape loved soca music. Not every single country in Central America, but Honduras for sure and Belize, soca was getting to...
Definitely Belize.
Yeah, for sure. So that music was like permeating through my house all the time. So I know what good music feels like. So I think that was a part of my skill set, because I would always go in the direction of like high vibrational stuff just to get people smiling, dancing. Of course, we can go, knuck if you buck and go there. But like my bag was the soca, the stuff that makes everybody jump and be one. You know what I mean? And have a good time together. People thought that I was a reggae DJ when I first started.
I thought so too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, everybody thought that I was a reggae DJ.
Bro, but you know what's funny? This actually ties into like where we've crossed paths as well too. We've crossed paths on like some corporate events too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Corporate events and weddings. You and I mainly in weddings. So, on the wedding scene, you're Mr. Matrimony, which is how many names do you have?
I don't know, bro.
Too many?
Like 8 at this point. Mr. Sankofa, Mr. Matrimony, Spynfo and info. I don't know. We keep going.
Yeah, but speaking of like keeping the vibe up, this is one of my main challenges as a violinist and a DJ. When I get into these corporate spaces, they pay a lot of money. They pay a lot for the amount of time that I do. But I've ran into a bunch of corporate entities that always try to like, we love the reggae, we love the soca that you do and everything, but can you do more of this? And bro, I had to tell them no.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, if you like Matt Violinist,
this is what I do.
This is what I'm going to do. Just trust me. I know, like, there's all different kinds of people and everything, but I'm telling you, the reggae, soca, dance hall, the dembo is going to hit.
It makes people move.
That's it.
The vibration that the people need.
That's it.
All this cookie cutter stuff, there's no soul to it. You gotta give people a little bit more soul, and the vibration ain't really with it. You could just feel like it's just something just for, keep that in Target, keep that in, what I mean?
Yeah.
All the
and
stores.
Macy's and everything.
Yeah, that's cool. But like, there's some energy behind these songs. You know what I
so
mean?
it's like that's always been one of my biggest challenges. As I've started to grow and started to get into these corporate spaces, they always ask me to edit myself, and I never do. I never do. Yeah. So it's funny when people actually see me interact with corporate people. They be like, "Man, you're bugging." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Why are you talking? That's the boss right there. You going to talk to him like that?" I'm like, "Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what you hired me for, right?"
And
you can't ask Michael Jackson to do hip hop. Like, you know, he can probably do it, but it's like, this is what I do. This is my bag.
And that's what I tell people too. I'm just like, if he's the boss, if he's the CEO, whatever, what is he the expert at?
Yeah, you hired me for a reason.
Yeah, I'm the expert at the music thing. Let me be the expert here. I got you.
Let me
you know
perform my duty.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen this numerous times. I know how this plays out.
Exactly. So it's just like if you try to edit it and make it your version of me, it's not going to have the same impact.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why you called me in the first place is because you saw the impact, but I was just being me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is one of your biggest challenges that you had to go through in the industry overall?
Biggest challenges, man. I would say just probably maintaining my sanity. You know, maintaining my sanity.
Stop taking them shrooms, bro.
No. Shrooms help me maintain my sanity. It literally does. But you know, it's challenging, right? You're juggling a lot, and you are in this space where you kind of understand the impact of music from a deeper level. And when I was on Hot 97 specifically, I felt like there was a game being played and a programming that was done intentionally. I'm like, man, this whole thing could be fixed in a matter of months if we could just help the city vibrate a little higher. The Knicks would start winning again if we could vibrate higher. But there's certain elements that are up there, and they maintain them for a particular reason to keep us at each other's neck. It's the big part of it is the music. You know what I mean? You can't keep glorifying violence. You can't keep glorifying this stuff. And I went up there knowing that this is kind of like the format, and I kind of gotta play this game, but I disliked it. I didn't like when, no disrespect, and if these guys ever hear it as part of the context, it's nothing against you. It's just like, I just don't like when people get caught up in the game, and it has a trickle-down effect to my community, to my neighborhood, where you're seeing things play out in real time. So, example, a Bobby Smurda or OT Genesis, I remember very vividly trying to vote, because we used to vote. It'd be me, Carmelo, DJ Enough, Ebro, Wala, the whole squad, and we voting for songs, and it was just like me and Carly Hustle. She was a programming director at the time, and it was a song by like Talib Kweli and Miguel. I forgot the name, you guys can look it up. It was an amazing record. It had the vibe, it had the instruments in the background, Talib spitting, and it just sounds like a summer record. And then they pick OT Genesis. I'm in love with the cocoa. I got it for the low. And I'm like,
my joint, I ain't gonna hold you.
I ain't gonna hold you either. That shit hit in the club. But I'm like, yo, these 13-year-olds don't need this right now. Chicago don't need this right now. Cali don't need this right now. I'm thinking about the bigger picture, so that's one of the biggest challenges for me. I'm like, yo, as an adult, and if I was running this shit, I would never allow those records on the radio, because I'm like, I'm watching the whole country vibrate to this shit. Now, mind you, we adults, we can handle it. We can be in a club, hold a Henny to the face, and it's not a big deal, but you got kids coming up where this is all they know. They don't have Lauryn Hill. They don't have the Fugees. They don't have De La Soul. They don't have Heavy D. You know what I mean? Heavy D never got his accolades because he was from Mount Vernon. He wasn't from the boroughs. He was a big dude, whatever the case. But his catalog is fire. He had the girls dancing. He was the guy that, not even before L, they was around the same time, but ultimately he did what he needed to do to get people on the dance floor. He understands the vibration. And hip-hop essence comes from peace, love, unity, and having fun. That's the foundation. That's African Bambaataa. So when I'm in a space that's supposed to be the beacon for hip-hop and R&B, and I'm like, this is what y'all giving them? This ain't breakdancing. This ain't graffiti. This has nothing to do with DJing or MCing. This is something different.
Yeah.
I get it.
Synthetic.
Corporation.
Yeah, synthetic is GMO.
Yeah, it's not the real thing. I'm from this borough. I remember listening to Chubb Rock. My brother used to bang it shit out in his Cadillac. He used to have the whole block shaking in the 1980s. Mary J. Blige all night long. I remember how that felt in the skate key. I remember how it felt. And then it started changing and the Mobb Deep era creeped in. No disrespect, but it's like stab your face with your nose bone. And I'm like, I hear you. And I'm like, I gotta play because I'm in this building. But I'm like, we should probably chill with playing this. That's just my apprehension.
You see, and I think, because I know that shift that you're talking about too. What I tell people all the time is that us coming up, I know you're a little older than me, but even when I was like a kid, there was a balance of everything. Yeah. You got your super gangster records, you know what I'm saying? But then you also had like, you know, you always had like one reggae song that was in a rotation.
Yep.
You had like your typical R&B love songs. You had a conscious song here and there. And then it's like, I think they all have their place, but you are right on that. When it's just one thing. Yeah,
and you're just pushing one thing. I'm like, and you can listen to the radio now. When I was coming up, when I got on Hot 97, we were still touching Jagged Edge, Mario, Lloyd, 112. You listen to the station now, you know what I mean? It's like, not even that they're even playing like Tekashi, because Tekashi kind of got blacklisted, but it's like that level of vibration is like, that shit ain't it. That's not it for hip hop. That's not hip hop. Why is that even? House music doesn't talk about killing each other. It's always been dance. They get, loose and it's fun and it's vibrant and it's colorful. From its essence, hip hop, I feel like it has lost its essence. The peace, the unity, the awakening, the clarity that it's supposed to bring to our community, that fight, that fella fight that we're talking about, because a lot of these elements in hip hop start from Africa. African Bambaataa, you know what I mean? It starts from Africa, and broken glass everywhere, the Furious Five, whatever the case, telling a story about their circumstances when the Bronx, when I was born in 1982, looked like Lebanon, which, those people bombed during that time.
Yeah, that was the Bronx's burning time. So coming out of it, it literally looked like the Bronx was hit by an atomic bomb. Literally.
Exactly.
Literally.
And when I look at my footage right now, I'm looking at the stuff, I'm like, wow, this is me running around at 3 years old. The amount of weeds, the amount of abandoned buildings in the background. I'm just like, yo, we were just living in it. I can't wait to show people this stuff, because my father did not stop recording. He just kept the camera on his shoulder for every big ass Broward camera, 1984, 1985. But I would say that's like my main challenge right now. That was one of my challenges when I was at the radio and trying to have a better understanding of where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? Because this is not going to bring us together. And I am a big component of bringing people together. That's part of the reason why I got into this music industry in the first place. I love when I saw people dancing together, having a good time together, creating memories together.
Right. And this is actually a good part of the conversation you could jump in.
Yo!
DJ Stallion, this is DJ Spynfo.
Welcome.
What's going on, man?
Sorry, mate, couldn't find the place.
Don't worry, I'm just docking your pays, all right.
What up, though?
Doing all right, all right.
So that's actually very interesting, too. So what do you think, first of all, what do you think the reason is that everything has made this shift into super gangster, super negative music that doesn't uplift? Why do you think they did that? And then also, on the opposite end, what do you think is the solution?
Why do they do that? I mean, man, it's elites. It's different people that are in power. There's different people that are creating chaos all over the world right now. They own these companies. Just think about it. There's people that own these companies that their intention, their business plan, their business model is to display a level of degeneration, whether it's through the female music, the male music. It's just no continuity. There's no form of togetherness. There's nothing comparable to what we were feeling in the 70s. The 70s had soul music, and right now hip-hop should have some elements of that. Now, does some of the music exist? Of course, there's everything from Masego. I mean, he's not hip-hop, he's R&B, but there's artists out there. But when it comes to the mainstream, they're not trying to push that out for a reason. They're saying it's because of clicks or it's because of listenership or whatever the case may be. But there are bigger reasons. I can't really dissect all that in this moment, but that there's reasons why they want to keep people apart.
Bro,
because when people come together, we become a force.
So
when we can collectively think about things, we can become a force.
You're 1,000% right. So it's funny too. I literally sat down. Okay, so for all the reading that you do, I just be writing stuff down and just typing it out. So I thought about this. I'm like, why would they allow all of this negative music to be out there in the forefront? So I think it's easy to say like this. It's more profitable to destroy us than it is to uplift us, right? But I thought about this. You ever notice how women artists are the forefront of everything? I really started to dive into the national debt. You know what I'm saying? Between single households and married households.
Two-family households.
Bro. So when I really looked at it, it's just women are the top consumers in the nation. You know what I'm saying? So they hold the most credit card debt. So when I thought about it this way, I'm like, okay, fine. Who's more likely to go out just to have a good time? Is it men or women?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I guess
you know the answer.
It's definitely a woman.
It's definitely women, 100%.
Yeah.
So if you think about it this way, if you make music that's more so for their destruction as opposed to uplifting them, for real, what are they gonna do? They're gonna get their hair done. That's money. That's an industry. They're going to get their nails done. That's industry. They're going to go out. They're going to buy a certain liquor. That's industry. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different corners that they touch, destroying them than trying to come at us. Because we spend money, but it's not on that
level.
That level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why male clothes. If you try to buy higher end male clothes, that's why our stuff is so expensive and theirs is not. Because they're quick to spend little amount, but they do it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
so when I started really breaking that down, I'm like, if I was a CEO or some sort of high figure in a company,
and you're all focused on the bottom line.
I would do that too.
Yeah.
Because there's more people that are in that like general area of that bell curve than there are like, the people that would want to hear your like, Lupe's, Tyler Carly's and everything. Not to say that there is no room for it, but if it's all about profit and that's what we're really trying to drive home, I wouldn't care neither.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. But maybe there's a whole nother fold to it, right? Maybe the people that are controlling some aspects of this music industry are just plain evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean that's a tier and that's a layer to it. But ultimately, when you're looking at it from a broader lens, it's like you can make mad profit with Bruno Mars and MJ too. But why don't you? You can franchise, and it seems like that style of music kind of penetrates the market, but then it kind of gets weaned back. Amy Winehouse penetrates the market, and it gets pulled back, or somebody dies, or something happens where it doesn't last as long as it should. But I don't know. At the end of the day, right? There's different people pulling the strings right now for whatever reason. But all I know is that the Hot 97, and it's not even just Hot 97. It's just in general commercial radio to a certain extent. And I don't really listen to it that much anymore. No. But on the larger spectrum, it's like, man, what are they pushing? It's like pushing this division. It's pushing women to say, I don't need no man for nothing, this, that, and the third. And every guy got 35 girlfriends, and every guy around you trying to fuck your girl, fuck your wife. It's like, yo, Tupac was right. Don't trust nobody. But the reality, in order for us to move forward, we got to trust people. We got to be able to, like, look people in the eye and have a better understanding of, like, what is this? Right. What is life about? And is this good for my life right now? Is listening to this programming good for me right now? And why are the people putting this music on full display for our young kids to consume every day to glorify this level of, like, nonsense? So I don't know, bro.
But if you think about it, if you go back, I'm a little older, so with my generation, the same thing is being said now was being said then. But at the same time, it's like you said, the music today is totally, I just say off key. I'm gonna put it that way.
Low frequency.
Yeah, it's
manufactured.
Just, yeah, very much. And it's like you were just saying. It's like the words, everything that they say is, are they living that lifestyle?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are you really truly living that lifestyle, or are you just trying to perpetrate a fraud?
Most of them are not.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what are you actually? So now, I walked into the conversation a little late, but it's like, we could sit here and talk about and saying the stuff that we need to get together. We need to come together. Everybody can say it. Everybody knows it. But why are we not doing it? You know what I'm saying? It's like we can come together now, sit down and have a conversation. You can actually tell who the I guess the real people are.
Oh yeah, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Right away.
Yeah, you could tell that, and this is why the word trust. You can't really. It's hard to trust people because of that narrative. It's like, because you really don't know who you can really deal with in a real sense.
Yeah.
You know.
This actually ties back into like a biblical sense too. It's just like in the Bible it says you will know them by their fruit.
Right.
It's like, to me, once I look at somebody, I can feel the vibe. I'm like, nah. Yeah. So you know what's crazy? So me and my older brother talk about this stuff all the time. I think in order to save us, unfortunately, you can't look at it like, what do we have to do? Like, collectively. Yeah. It's like, when I say we, it's a very small circle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's people that understand the program and actually have the audacity to change something.
Yeah.
Because even, like, in my brain, this is one of the things I wrote down. The concept of saving people or saving anybody also means that there are going to be people that fall by the wayside. That's the game. You cannot save everybody. So you can only really deal with the people who are willing to make the change and willing to do something, not just talk about it. I'm saying this is easy. I'm saying have the cameras on and start having a conversation, and we got to stick together. It's like, okay, fine, cool, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you really doing?
Yeah.
You know?
That brings us back to the space, though. That's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to find creative ways to bring people together, and in all of our capacities, however we do it with the music, with the DJing. People need to find, one, you work on yourself and figure out who you are, what do you love, what do you like, and try your best to vibrate in a way where you attract other like-minded individuals. And that's all you can do, because you can't save everybody. All you can do is just vibrate a particular way, and the laws of attraction will do its part. And then bang, you're like, okay, Mom Donnie's here, I like that, and AOC's here, I like that, and Who else has been here?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that, man. You had some really big political names here, man.
Yeah, I didn't mean to just drop the bombs like
Nah,
that.
drop the bombs, bro. Come on, now. Drop the bombs, bro.
But
that
yeah.
stuff was a big deal. I saw that, so I was mad proud. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. This is that Spynfo spot.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. But yo, it's crazy because I was just telling my lady maybe a month prior, and she can confirm this. I was like, yo, I'm focused on like the next level now. Like I want certain caliber of artists here. I want Dave Chappelle here. You know what I mean? I want to have Neil deGrasse Tyson here. I want to have WizKid and Burna Boy. I want Burna Boy to be able to see Fela Kuti, the godfather of Afrobeat. I want him to come into space and really understand the energy in the space and how timelines work. And really talk about some of the stuff we talked about in the beginning, the medicines and how that's gonna play out in his music. Because I feel like he's kind of getting pulled into the system as well. And like, he should be a voice. Like, Fela was the Mandela mixed with Bob Marley. Like, yo, this is what it is. But this gotta stop. And we need more artists to kind of speak to the moment, because there's a lot of things that are taking place right now, a lot of racist things that are taking place, a lot of global things that are taking place that we collectively can help shift once we fix ourselves and really slow down. So like you said, it's an individual thing. It's on an individual basis because you can't save everybody. But once you start identifying how to vibrate, how to like love yourself first, and then everything else will start to fall into place. And that's just kind of like the code that I give to people. Like, yo, bro, or do you love yourself? Do you take a moment to like think or just pause every day? We need that right now. That's the thing that everybody needs. Everybody needs to just, and when's the last time you just turned the TV off and just sat there and breathed for like 10 minutes?
Yeah,
That feels like an eternity. 10 minutes with
Yeah,
nothing going on.
Yeah.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
that's it. The whole world would change in a matter of time if the majority of the 9 million people, 9 billion plus, or 9 billion, close to 9 billion people on the planet would just take a moment to just like identify how they're feeling and like how they're really perceiving how the world's vibrating, and what part of it do they want to be a part of. You want to be a part of the hate, you want to be a part of the love, you want to be a part of the division, and you want to be a part of the empathy and understanding.
Honestly, I think you are right, but I think the system is set up for people to kind of be docile.
Absolutely.
They just I'm not gonna lie. When I talk to certain people, they think I'm speaking Chinese. Like, people have been on autopilot for so long. Like, they're either too tired to care. You're being bombarded so much with all these issues on the phone. It's hard to care about everything. Yeah. And this actually happened when I moved out to Teaneck. So you see all the buildings that are going up in like Teaneck. Teaneck, I'm sure that you know, it's a suburban town. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the town voted to have, new luxury buildings go up. I want to say about 3 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So this is before, like, I don't even use the term woke anymore, but this is before I started really paying attention. Outside of how people say I should pay attention. Yeah. Bro. So I found out very quickly, there's 13 people on that board. And Teaneck also has a very heavy Jewish population as well, too. Out of those 13 people, 7 of those people are Jewish. And I just sat there and I was just like,
how is that going to work?
No, I didn't even, like, this is just how I thought about it. I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're thinking about this wrong. So there's another woman that's on the board. I'm not going to mention her name. She got up there, got on her soapbox at the mic. She was saying that essentially, while this small group of people are trying to make Teaneck better for themselves, I'm trying to make Teaneck a better place for everybody. Everybody started clapping and cheering, and I was just like, that shit ain't gonna work. You see what I'm saying? While you're trying to save everybody, they're focused on themselves. They're focused on themselves. I don't blame them. So I'm just like, I get it. You're trying to get it done. Therefore, you need people in these positions. That press the green button to push this stuff forward. Therefore, you think about everybody else, you will inevitably fail. You got to focus on yourself. You got to have to first.
But that also is going to, you have to all initiate the fact that we got to get out there and vote, because the only way you're going to get those people in there is by getting them,
But that's part of it, though. That's what I noticed, because I didn't even know that. But then it's like I saw all the faces in there. I'm just like, oh, these are all like 9-to-5 workers. This includes my parents too. And I study my parents and I watch them and I talk to them about issues like on a neutral stance. You know how I talk. Yeah. On a very neutral stance. And it's just like they can't grasp it. The people that were inside that room, there's hundreds of people in there. They can't grasp it neither. It's just like, yo, you're so docile. You're so like into the stream of the system that, again, you're too tired to care. There's so much information that you don't know how to care.
Information overload.
And then even when you have all the information, it's just like, what are you really gonna do?
Yeah, because you on this kayak, just been paddling upstream for your whole life. And you're just like, I guess this is, I just gotta keep going.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where to.
Trying to skate uphill, you know what I'm saying?
trying to
Like,
go uphill.
bro,
Yeah.
crazy.
The challenges, bro.
So, I mean, me personally, I don't know what we should do on how to fix it. I really don't. In my own walk, it's just like,
I know.
okay. All right, Mr. Sir, go ahead.
3.5. 3.5 so I started my conversation talking about psychedelics.
I gotta get
and
that.
telling folks about the power of our mind and how to change our mind. But once we are able to all see into the quantum realm together, collectively, I think people would start finding ways to fix the problems within their immediate circle, and we'll take it a step further. I just know that historically speaking, back in the day, people weren't even allowed to lead unless they went through a rites of passage. You know, whether it's in African culture, whether it's in Greek philosophy, Greek culture, you had to sit with certain medicines and sit with high priestesses and these and that. All that has been extracted. That's why we have these foolish buffoon of leaders right now, because they haven't went through any real pain. They haven't went through anything real. So I think if we start society in a space where, now mind you, I'm speaking hypothetically, but I know that it would work. What would work? Having kids learn about what I'm talking about from childhood, because kids in the Amazon knew about this stuff. Kids in the Amazon were able to connect with their ancestors at any point in time. Average person on earth right now knows nothing. They just think when they die, they're gonna die like a squirrel. Maybe there's something more, maybe there's hell. Not too sure, but when you get to see it, then you get to understand that, all right, we gotta share a message of like, we can do this. We can do this if we ceremoniously sit and understand how our bodies work, how these plants work, because they're trying to communicate with us, but we're not taking enough time to really observe. We're moving so fast, like you said, with social media and all these different factors that are bombarding our lives with bills and lives and girlfriends or whatever the case may be. Silence yourself. Silence is the foundation for all creativity. And for all of us to step into the most creative light, we have to silence ourselves. And through medicines and different practices can help. Now, mind you, is it going to be done in the next few months or years? Probably not. But if more people spoke about that message, and we can do it now. If we had popular people, whether it's Obama, whether it's Burna Boy, whether it's Oprah Winfrey, and everybody say, yo, at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, we just going to stop moving. The whole planet. We just say on Wednesday at 1 p.m., the whole planet, just everybody just, what's going on? Let's just meditate, let's pray together. Man, we'll come out of that joint a little more powerful and start chipping away at some of the needs that need to be addressed during this lifetime. And I don't mean to get all
No, it's fine.
prophetic and all crazy.
No, I actually appreciate this because this is a different angle from another guest that I've never really gotten from doing these episodes. Nobody ever spoke about psychedelics like that or anything.
Right.
To that degree.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, like, what, I know it might be hard to put in words, but what did you really see that really changed your mind?
You get the opportunity to see the light. Everything that people have speaking about in ancient times where folks have near-death experiences. I'll explain my DMT experience, right? Dimethyltryptamine. Most people don't know about it. You can Google it. You should YouTube it. Mike Tyson talks about it. Joe Rogan talks about it. Dimethyltryptamine. It comes from the mimosa plant. It's a root. It's like fairy dust.
And our bodies produce it too.
And our bodies produce it too. Have you ever seen an image? And if you haven't seen the image, you can type it in YouTube. During the Vietnam War, there was monks that protested the Vietnam War. And monk brothers, there was one monk who doused himself with gasoline and just meditated because he was in protest. That image went across the planet, similar to like what I'm sharing with you in regards to Oprah, Obama, and everybody. If we galvanize the right voices, we can do something magical right now. Say, yo, let's stop for 5 minutes and then just have a bigger conversation that we can all receive some information from. Right. What is this stopping doing for the future of the planet? You know what I mean? That moment in Vietnam pretty much ended the Vietnam War. That moment got to the newspapers, got across the globe. My man wasn't burning. He was able to extract his spirit and to sit there. He was probably looking down like, look at me burning, that's crazy, but I'm back to source. You know what I mean? Look at that video. He didn't move, he didn't flinch, he just sat there like this. So mind you, we don't know these practices that well. I don't know these practices that well. I didn't grow up in Tibet, you know what I mean? But I do have a Tibetan Jamaican shaman that I work with. My man is like Morpheus. When he talks, I listen. And that's all I do is listen. And he speaks from his heart. He speaks about what's taking place out here right now, the different entities and different realms and dimensions. I'm like, bro, this is crazier than Marvel. And then now I've had my own experience. So my very first experience, I'll just jump into it real quick. This is multiple experience, but specific to DMT. And right after it, I'm saying to him, like, bro, this shit right here would fix everything. So I'm trying to tell you, this will fix the whole planet. So I'm in his house. And as you mentioned, it's produced by your brain already. You can release it through deep meditation, but I ended up smoking it. A very small particle amount of it. And you do the countdown, and I read about entities and different things, and my boy Jason, who gave me this book, who's a shroomer, I'm like, bro, you heard about this DMT? He's like, nah. I'm like, nigga, there's a whole chapter in the book about DMT. They're talking about communicating with entities.
The elves?
The elves, they're saying it. And I'm like, they're not writing it in a way where it reads as if they're making something up. They're speaking about real experiences. Similar to how people read certain aspects of the Bible and Moses. It's like, nah, that happened. So I'm like, all right, cool. I dive in, and my boy finds somebody that has it, and I go, and 3, 2, 1, I inhale. And within 3 seconds, I'm being communicated with some sort of entity-like figure. They right in front of my face, and they kind of signal to me like, calm down, calm down. I'm like, all right, this is what I read about. Okay.
I'm sure that's crazy, like, because it's not a conscious thought. It's just like, it's something else.
Yeah. I'm not controlling this at all.
Yeah, like.
I'm over there trying to remove it, like, get away. And it's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. Like, just relax. And I'm like, oh, fuck, this is what I came here for. Relax, breathe. And then my man saying infinite life, infinite love, infinite life, infinite love, infinite life. And I just sat back and I just breathed it. And then like every language, it was a very Indian, very Native American and Indianish. And there's like this light at the end of the tunnel. And it was like the most beautiful kaleidoscope of colors and imagery. And the biggest download that I got right before I opened up Sankofa House is like, yo, you about to go get it. We just gave you mad answers, right? You just download mad fast, 10 minutes. Pew, pew, pew. Imagine you just open your brain up to infinite knowledge, and you just don't even know where to start. You're like, what do I do now? Okay, let me just breathe. Let me just start with the first step. Let me call a plumber. Let me start step by step. Let me just call an architect. Let me make a list of musicians that I work with. So when I do Mic Check Wednesdays, let me write out all the people that I want here. Mamdani. Let me start responding to folks in the past that have wanted to work with me. Let me bring them into the space and let's talk about these experiences. And now that experience has shaped a lot of my immediate friends' lives because they've had their own experiences now and they're able to just be. And when you're able to be, like I said, human beings, we're not human doings. When you're able to just be, you're able to be way more strategic, way more calculated, way more intentional, way more empathetic with your approach. And I personally feel like that's my take on things. That's the only way. That's the only way right now, because it's a fast track to like realizing how powerful you are.
It's a hard reset. Yeah, it's a hard reset.
Yeah, it's a hard reset. Press that fucking power button
hold
for 3
it.
seconds, and you turn it back on. You're like, this is
This shit is brand new.
And I feel like if every human being had the opportunity to see that and experience that, it's going to change how you treat other people around you.
So
you educating me on something. I'm actually listening to everything you said, and of course I'm not even saying a lie. I didn't know anything about that, and that's something I'm going to actually have to look into. Yeah, because you already know. I need some. I'm gonna call it some self-reflection. So I'm gonna look into doing something like that. And
100%.
So I want to get that info.
Yeah, it's all on YouTube, and I'll send you a whole playlist, man. I've been building out this playlist for like the last 3 years. I'm a psychonaut. I love it. I've traveled, I've had ceremonies here with my brothers. I've had ceremonies in this room where we blessed ourselves and we just sat, and the more you look at the light, the more the portal opens up. And I'm like, yeah, the world has to know about this right now because we're about to enter the craziest year of our lives. And if we don't find out ways to simmer down and really identify who are the evil actors and point it out, Epstein files and all this shit they're trying to hide, all this bullshit that they keep trying to cover up with kidnapping people in Venezuela and all this nonsense they're doing in Nigeria and Lebanon and nonsense where people just want peace and want to have a conversation. And like, yo, historically, we've all done bad to each other to a certain extent, and we've all done good. Every civilization has their goods and bads. Japan fucking get crazy in China. China did crazy shit to their own people. America did crazy to this whole, like, this is Manhattan. We knew who was here before, the people that live here now. When are we going to stop? with this rapacious attitude towards the planet and towards each other, where it's like, I want more. It's like, bro, you got an iPhone, you got a kid, you got a yacht. Bro, chill out. You got to chill out right now, because we're going to lose the whole planet if we don't slow fuck down. And that's what that allowed me to do. It said, let me slow down and see if I can make some magic happen. And this is the beginning. This is my 4th year. I personally feel like by the time I enter my 5th year anniversary in October, the whole city's going to know about the space. And they're going to know about everything I just shared with you today, because not enough people are talking about it. And I'm like, damn, why isn't people talking about this right now? This is, like, the mayor needs to know about this stuff. Right now. Like, all this stupid shit y'all doing with people in Minnesota and people that are addicted to heroin and all these other different things. There's plants right now that can unlock the neural networks. These things attach to your neurons, and they attach to different receptors. And there's plants that allow them to unlock, so that people can go back to their original state. And that's a fact.
And you know what's funny? I never experimented with shrooms before. So,
I can't wait for you to do it.
Oh, God.
You're like, yo, Spynfo, the greatest day of my life. Fucking crazy, look at my music. Nah, shit, you go crazy, bro.
Bro. So the one thing that I've heard, I don't know if this is a misconception or not, they always say, do not take shrooms if there's something that you're unresolved about. Like, if you're not in, like, a balanced mood.
I wouldn't say that. I say that will bring it to the table. My number one thing is, if you're gonna do anything like that, do it by yourself in your peaceful space. With nobody around, just you and yourself. And tell yourself, I'm not joking on no way, I'm not doing no crazy. Like, you're not gonna do anything crazy.
No.
You're just as conscious as this, but you're seeing more. You're like, I can see my skin, I can see the music. Wait a minute, how is everybody on the earth not understanding our power? Like, this shit is powerful. We just didn't learn how to manifest and work our body in that respect from childhood, because they gave us ABCD and phonics and this, that, and the third. Like, we wasn't doing what the Tibetans were doing. We weren't doing what the ancients were doing. We weren't doing what the people that built the pyramids were doing. We weren't doing none of that.
And on top of that, too, a lot of people do argue that those older civilizations...
Way more advanced.
Yeah, exactly.
Way more advanced.
Thank you.
Way more advanced. You read a book by John Hancock, he's connecting all the dots. And I think we're right now coming to a crossroads where it's either Flintstones or Jetsons. Right by the end of this decade, if people don't understand the manipulation that's taking place, the matrix that's happening between us, and how there's forces that are under a particular dimension that are trying to come up into our dimension, like, this is like the playground for us. This is all a dream world. This is a dream world. DMT world, you're like, oh, that's where it's at.
How many dimensions are there? Is 7 or 9?
I believe 9. Don't quote me on that, but there's more than 7, I believe.
Yeah,
I think 7 or more.
9.
Yeah. And we have chakras and all these different things. So, I mean, we kind of veered off the DJ talk, but this is the type of stuff I want people to know about, because
honestly, I think it's
my son needs everybody to kind of vibrate better. I'm still in the midst of the, the muck in the Bronx.
I think that it's still part of it, though.
Yeah.
You know? Because I remember this, okay, I did an edible one time. So.
One time, your whole life?
Once?
Twice.
Okay, God damn, you pussy.
So I'm...
Every day.
That's crazy. So I did it. So, like, you know, when your body's not accustomed to that, there are some very interesting
things that come up,
bro. So this is what came up. There was like a lot of old memories that came up, but it wasn't like specific events. You know how you open up children's books, and like, let's say it was like a hardcover, and then you got those like patterns and designs and colors. That's all I was seeing, and I vividly remembered the colors and the shapes and when I saw it. I'm just like, bro, I never consciously thought about that ever.
Yeah.
Turn this shit off.
I tell anybody, man, just do anything that I'm speaking about today. If you have the opportunity to explore, read the book first. First step, inform yourself so you know what you're getting yourself into, and then just by yourself. Everybody needs some alone time right now. Don't do it at a party.
Oh, no.
Don't do it outside. Don't do it before you drive. Yo, start at like 7 o'clock. You will be done by 12 o'clock, and I promise you, man, the treasure chest of information that pops out, and how you are going to move in the world, how your thoughts are going to be so much more tangible, how you're going to be able to, like, wait a minute, I've been thinking that, and I can just touch that right now. That's that person. Or I need to call this, and I need to put this together, and then voila, you know what I mean? So I personally think, as we're talking about so many different facets and so many different factions of life, that's, for me personally, because how incredible it has been for, like, my whole journey, I can't share anything but that. You know what I mean? That's like the most profound thing that has taken place in my life over the last 5 years. And I'm beyond blessed to, like, be able to sit in this space. Sankofa Estates is coming. There's gonna be Sankofa houses all across the globe.
Bro,
I already got the logo for Mars. Like, I'm out, bro. I got the red version. I got the listen.
Nah, but it's crazy though. Like, the reason why I'm saying that this actually does tie into music as well too, because when I did the edible and everything, and I started smoking weed for real, the reason why I started doing it and I kept doing it is because I couldn't beat my anxiety. I know people talk about it all the time, but it's like for me, it's heavy. It's really, really heavy.
You get anxious,
bro.
Yeah.
It's because I've always been different. You know what I'm saying? So even growing up in the Bronx, I've been different. You know what I'm saying? It's mainly like African American people and then Hispanic people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like growing up in the Bronx, my pops was mad Jamaican. So I got mad music that I'm trying to share with people. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, we listening to this and that.
Yeah.
But you coming up with Bounty Killer and what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the anxiety was like really, really heavy. So when I started smoking weed for real, it only amplified it. You know what I'm saying? So in my brain, I'm just like, all right, time out.
And you would smoke weed amongst people, or you was solo? You was outside?
So it didn't matter, solo or like being outside.
Gotcha.
I was like, all right, time out. So you could perform at Madison Square Garden. You can pull up on virtually any chick, and you can't beat your own anxiety in your brain. I think I'm just walking up tomorrow. Like, and eventually, like, I beat it.
Cool.
It's just in your brain, bro. It's just like you're overzealous about the results on the results. Just chill, like you said. You just need silence and stillness. And it's like you and I talk about this all the time. People always ask me like, "Yo, why are you so calm at these events?" I'm like,
just breathe.
Nothing good comes out of a panic. So why would I be in a rush?
The best book that I read recently, and another thing that will help change, is this book on the shelf called Think Like a Monk. Think Like a Monk. It's by Jay Shetty. It's just all about just breathing and just acknowledging the moment and just being cool. And, don't even allow negativity to permeate your thought pattern. It's like, what's the point? Just lean more towards the positive. A lot of times people get apprehensive and have to deal with anxiety because they're juggling what would be and how this may go left and the worst possibilities. But the reality of it is 99% of the things that you're thinking that are negative aren't going to take place in the first place. So just focus on the good. Focus on, look at me at the garden. Look at this.
Facts.
Like,
and it's like, that's how I start thinking about life now. I think about life like basketball stats. You see what I'm saying? Like, I had this problem too, because I've always been like a shooter. So there have been times early on I used to get really frustrated if I was having an off day. You really think about it, somebody could be shooting from three at nearly 50%. They're in the Hall of Fame. Part of the game is missing shots.
Absolutely.
You're going to miss shots. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the idea of having anxiety about it is kind of silly because now you're just adding way more pressure than need be. You don't got to do that.
It's part of the process.
Shoot the damn ball.
Shoot the ball.
Shoot the damn ball,
Take
bro.
your shot. Swing the bat.
I don't care if you miss. Just shoot it. It's an open shot. Take the damn shot.
And that's for everyone out there. Like, anybody that's paralyzed by their own thoughts, this is just a little word of advice. If you got a bat, swing at the ball. You could be blindfolded. Say this numerous times. You could be blindfolded, and you will still hit the ball at the park eventually. But if you don't swing, nothing's going to take place. So put your anxiety to the side, put your anxiousness to the side, and just focus on what could be if you knock it out the park. So just keep swinging, and continue to learn different techniques on how to swing and how fast, whatever the case may be. Just using that analogy to, like, supplement real life. But that's how real life plays out. It's like those who swing the bat continue to succeed.
You know what's crazy too? Even when you do miss, what I started to learn, in order to like get over the lows, I just started helping people. Helping people is a very cheap way and quick way to feel better.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't come at a cost of anything. You're not lying to nobody. You're not cheating nobody out of
Just
nothing.
connecting dots, helping them connect the dots, giving them some advice,
That's
passing
it.
on a phone number, helping them pull up to an event, or vice versa, whatever the case may be. Yo, I got this wedding, or Spynfo, can I use the space for X, Y, Z, whatever the case may be. I think if we get to a place where it's just that, it comes from that essence of like, yo, being a source for folks, you know what I mean? Being a beacon of light for those around you, you know what I mean? Just walk around this planet with your antennas up and being aware, but also just being a resource and a source. Don't let people use and abuse you, but at the same time, if you can help here and there, do your part, It's not that hard.
It's really not. And that's part of like the whole basis of this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We were all DJing at the same spot. We was doing weeklies. So I had Wednesday night, you had Thursday.
What spot was this?
Regina's out in Jersey.
Okay, dope.
It's called Zena's now, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So we just, there was no like real DJ community. You know what I'm saying? So like as I kept seeing these guys over and over, I'm just like, bro, like,
Pull up.
pull up. I don't mind helping you. You know what I'm saying? Like now we got a thing now essentially, if he has an event, it's me and E-Class, the other person that's supposed to be here as well too. Bro, we show up to each other's events and we just
Rock out.
rock out. If he need an MC, all right, cool. And what's crazy is too, this is the coolest part to me. Money's not really an issue. It's your event. Take the event. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
I've been blessed enough to be able to support myself on a full-time schedule with doing music, bro.
And if I can pull up and show love, I'm gonna pull up and
ain't
show
no
love.
skin on my back.
What I'm gonna do? So, yes, being home, doing nothing, come out, have an experience.
You know what I'm saying?
Help your man.
And it's just like it brings the love back into DJing because we talk about it all the time. Like when you're bored, them events drag.
Yes.
I know you know.
Of course.
They drag, bro. So now we're all just bouncing off each other's energy, and that energy reflects back into the audience. They have a good night, we have a good night. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just like you're able to do it all over again. It's just like that ain't cost me nothing.
Yeah.
A perfect example was the last one we just did. It's like when you guys got there, it was like you could feel the stillness. It was just everything was just like this is still.
Stuffy.
But then once we started flowing, I think you started off first with yours. You kept it on how we called it, level 1 or whatever.
Gear
it was?
one, gear
2.
one.
So it was like, all right, we still on gear 1. So then, then eventually, it just leveled up, and then even the crowd, even though the crowd felt it, and then it was like, I think in a sense, I called it that. We shut the place down.
Oh no, we did. Don't put that in air quotes.
No, because it's just the way that night ended.
It was powerful. It was powerful.
Yeah, it was one of those things that I didn't even. I'll be honest with you. Asking you guys to come through, I wasn't even anticipating that. But when I saw that room that night, I said, okay, so we doing this again. There's no way we cannot do this again. Because even their reaction, it was like, they're already talking about next year.
They probably never seen a room move and shake like that.
Right, so.
But again, that came from all of us. I don't think the room would have been like that if I did it by myself, you did it by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like that because we was all together.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's a cliche, but well, how does the African proverb work? If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go as a group.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a big Bible dude, I see, huh?
Huh?
You're a big Bible dude.
Yeah, but not for the reasons that you think.
Okay, got you.
So, if you got time, what time you got to
It's like 10 something, like 10:30. My man's about to pull up in a little bit, but we good.
Yeah, so whenever you're ready to stop.
Yeah.
So the whole being the Bible guy. I grew up in the church. You know what I'm saying? So as I grown up in the church, I've always been very analytical. Even as a kid, a little kid. So as I've gotten older and started to come into adulthood, there was a lot of contradictions that I've seen with how people were interpreting the Bible. You see what I'm saying? So, for example, I know you heard the scripture, spare the rod, spoil the child. So I ask people nowadays, I'm like, what do you think that scripture is about? So they ultimately talk about like disciplining kids. I'm like, no. You can apply that to yourself too. You know what I'm saying? If you know that if you know that you're trying to keep your weight down and you decide to just sleep in because you don't feel like it, you're tired or whatever, you're sparing the rod on yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things that we started to speak on that just didn't make any sense, and I just started reading the Bible. So this is my thing. Define, interpret, apply. A lot of people are not good interpreters at all. But those were also the people that were giving me instruction because I was a kid. So now as I've gotten older, I'm just like, bro, no. I'm not following your lead because you can't even make sense out of this. Explain this to me from this perspective. Because I try to come at everything fair and balanced. So when I started doing that and I see that they didn't have the answers, I'm like, I'm going to keep reading this thing. I'm going to keep reading this.
It's good.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then when I really start having those conversations on a fair and balanced level, I'm not trying to be like, I got you, but it's just like, I can tell that you're more so following that mainstream as opposed to really understanding.
And find creative ways to apply it, for sure. Yeah.
It's not that complicated.
Makes sense.
It's really not that complicated. So even as it pertains to the DJ thing, there's a scripture, Proverbs 12:1.
He's good. He's a preacher, bro.
No, I'm not. It's just funny to me because it's just like, this other people that I taught like DJ stuff or anything, people would tell me like, Matt, you're very aggressive. So Proverbs 12:1 it says, "He who loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who can't take correction is stupid." So there's times if this is my man's for real, and I try to correct them on something that they honestly can fix, I'll call them stupid. You They're like, that's fucked up. I'm like, bro,
what it is.
that's biblical.
That's what it is.
The Bible's calling you stupid.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, take the correction, bro. You want to be better, you got to do better. Take the correction.
Absolutely.
You don't-
Society says you cannot talk to people that way anymore.
Fuck society, nigga. Fuck.
Listen,
Society, that's soft.
I'm soft, very soft, and I'm with you, but that's just what it is now. So people are too sensitive to certain words and the truth.
Yeah. It's
What are you
unfortunate.
going to say? Yes, very. It's very, very unfortunate. I get so pissed off about it sometimes. It's like, come on, guys, I'll say put your boy shorts on. Let's go, man up, do something because
Check your pants.
Come on.
Yo, but there's one more argument too that I had with some church woman. So we was talking about like relationships and marriage and everything. So I just asked her this one question. I was just like, yo, do you obey your husband? She's like, oh, I don't like that word obey. And then I'm just like, well, I'm like, time out. I'm like, miss, you helped to raise me, correct? She was like, yeah, of course. I'm just like, okay. So when I wasn't listening as a kid, what did you tell me I had to be? Silence. I'm like, yeah, you see what I'm saying? Stop trying to dance around it because you don't think the word is sexy. It doesn't have to be sexy. The word means what it means. Whether you listen, obey, it's all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So if I work at a job and my boss asks me to do something, if you ask me, are you obeying your boss? I'm gonna just say yes. If that's my boss, yes. I don't care if it's not a sexy word. So I'm just like, yo, like, why do you keep dancing around this?
Yeah.
They don't have an answer. I'm like, you expect me to listen to you? All right. I was like, all right.
Oh, man. It's been a lovely time, my fellas.
Yes,
It's
sir.
been a good time, for
I
sure.
apologize. I missed the first part of the interview, but
Shame on you.
Nah, you still made it for the back half, though. Yeah. But anyway, people, this is Digital Detox. Again, I am Matt the Violinist. This is DJ Stallion.
All right.
And make some noise for our very special guest, DJ Spynfo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good times.
Yes, sir. Until next time, we're going to catch y'all later.
Keep making history, baby.
Yes, sir.